All right, my friends. So this video for me is like long overdue, and I've not done it because I just don't think we've had the AI capabilities to do it in a way that actually is just easy, because I know it's a huge job and I've been procrastinating. But what I really want to see is whether it is possible for you and I to take sites that have been created in Framer, Webflow, and replicate them exactly, pixel perfect exactly, without screwing up our SEO. It's a big unlock if this is possible, by the way. So that's the job today. Essentially, what I want to do is take my current bravebrand.com website. I love this website. It's bought me so many clients. Now, the problem with this is, I've been playing so much with AI over the last few months that our blog page and our learn functionality on the site is completely stale now. Now, the way that we were doing this in the past was using a make.com automation. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm so old now. What the hell? And so what we're now doing with our systems and everything we've built with the digital home is that the article creation process is automated from end to end. So where this was literally generate manually an image, pop it into Framer's manual drag and drop CMS system, like that is just completely redundant. Okay. So I've been wanting to do this. I've been wanting to modernize my website, transfer it over from Framer into my own AI generated version of the site so I can get automatic publishing going. I can get automated emails going. And I can also make sure that this is updated based on AI native best practices right now, so that it is easily crawlable by LLMs, AI agents, and humans itself. Now, guess what, guys? The reason I'm doing this right now is because Fable 5 just got released by Claude. And I think, what a better time now to test Fable by actually giving it a really difficult job. The goal for this job is to replicate this site as closely as flipping possible. I want 95% or if not 100% accuracy, or I'm not going to be impressed. All right. So the stakes are high, and we're going to put it to the test. Now, all I'm going to do inside of Fable 5, you can see we've got max selected. So this is going to burn credits like flipping crazy. And then when we get into building, I'm going to turn it into ultra code. Just because I like to see my credits go up in flames. We're going to start on effort max, then we're going to move into ultra code in regards to the build. Okay, so just see what happens, guys. YOLO. So let's go auto mode. I've got my project set up and I'm going to tell it what I want to do. Claude, I want you to help me replicate my current website, which is hosted on Framer at bravebrand.com. Currently, this site is doing really well from an SEO and GEO perspective. We're getting clients internationally from it. So I really don't want to lose the SEO and GEO authority that we've built up over time. But I also want to move our site over into our own code base and replicate it ourselves so we can integrate things like agents and automated content publishing, CMS systems, etc., etc., etc. I also want it to be modernized from the standpoint that it has LLM's text baked into it. It's visible by LLMs. It's also visible by AI agents, and it also matches the design, copy, look and feel, and functionality that it has exactly. I want you to aim for 95 to 100% replication of the design and how the site ultimately looks and feels right now. That's your goal. But what I also want you to do is to modernize the back end. Currently, we've been doing manual site schema for every single page, and I want that to be completely automated. And the CMS system, I want that to be designed as a specific backend that I can use to manage content and also set up some automated pipelines into it. Now, before we set up the backend and the CMS system, I want you to focus on redesigning the front end perfectly with SEO best practices in mind. And I also want to make sure that when we transfer from our current URL, when we transfer our URLs over to the new design, that we're not losing our site's authority, our URL, our domain authority from an SEO or GEO perspective. In fact, I want it to improve. I want it to be 10x better. So please make sure we're working towards 2026 best practices, making this agent native and designed for the future of how AI is progressing. Wow. Okay. So that's a bit of a monster prompt, isn't it? All right. So that's given it context. I'm just going to drop in my website there. And guys, that's it. I'm going to send it. All right. So we sent the prompt. Now, what we're specifically doing here is actually turning our current site into our digital home. Now, digital home has two functionalities: the front end, which is what humans see, and the back end, which is what we use to manage content, manage leads, essentially acts as a CRM/CMS system, content management system. So we can make sure that the content is automatically being published to our site every single day. Now, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know what this looks like, but we're going to be setting that up later once I've seen how closely this is able to match our design on the front end. We want 95 to 100% accuracy here. So let's see what happens, guys. This prompt's probably going to take a flipping long time because we're on max. So what I'm going to do while my credits are getting burned is go back and actually do some other work that I need to do. So I'll check back with you in a few minutes, hopefully not an hour. All right, guys, I just want to show you what it's doing right now. So it's crawling all 269 site pages in parallel. So obviously it's a big site, and that's mainly the blog pages and the article pages, which have been building up steadily, over the period of a couple of years, ultimately driving that discoverability for our site. Now, that has fundamentally changed over the last few weeks, by the way, because, with Google's AI, there's no such thing really as the 10 blue links anymore on Google. What AI is actually searching for is brand recognition and ultimately how widely spread your brand is mentioned across the internet. So that means your blog page, your YouTube channel, your Instagram, any social media platforms you have, any websites that have referenced you before plays a huge factor and plays a huge part into SEO and GEO discovery. So it is really, really important that when you are creating a strategy like this, that your website, your digital home is one aspect of that thing. And now fundamentally brand building has become even more important than it was before, because Google has now made transcriptions available to AI when it's searching for things. So AI can actually recommend specific YouTube videos like the one you're watching right now, okay, which shows just how important the video component is to what you're doing as a brand. Now, that opens up a huge can of issues for a lot of people, because it's not actually that easy to get on and build a brand and start talking in front of camera, because there's a whole lot of fear, doubt, and uncertainty that comes into play when you do that. Believe me, guess why this flippin' brand is called Brave Brand? Is because that is one of the biggest challenges I had to overcome myself, right? So if that is something that you struggle with, drop a comment below. Would love to help you. Don't really have anything to offer you apart from, our school community, where there's a lot of people who are overcoming their fear, doubt, and uncertainty alongside building a brand. But really, I do feel like that is the future of GEO, is your brand ultimately being accessible in as many different places as you possibly can. All right. So personal branding, getting yourself out there, becoming more visible is ultimately the play. But biggest problem with that is the emotional toil that comes with that, being seen by other people, putting your work out there and being seen by more people, which is a huge thing, very close to my heart topic. And again, that's why we're called Brave Brand, because it requires bravery. So anyway, enough talking. Let's see what the old Claude is doing. All right, guys. So literally 2 hours and 15 minutes later, Claude is finished. Now, I haven't seen the actual design yet, but this is really the first time it's actually even had a conversation with me. But it says SEO, GEO preservation, locked and loaded. So every single 269 live URLs, renders, titles, descriptions, everything sort of matched perfectly. All right. So everything's done now, guys, and it's gone in and it's literally updated everything. It's found a bunch of bugs as well, which is kind of interesting. We should be good to see how closely it's matched. All right, guys, so moment of truth. Let's check out the preview. So, oh my days. Oh my goodness. Guys, one prompt, logos locked and loaded. This section is in blogs, accordion, text animation, FAQs. Oh my gosh, man. So, I mean, look, it's replicated it to a T, guys. Okay, so case studies, let's check these out. I mean, I can spot a few things which are not accurate or not perfect, but I mean, it's got the author, the date, exactly as it looks on my current website. Every single flippin' image has been locked and loaded. About us page, I mean, probably looks better than the one we have. Okay, people, blimey, blog. Okay, so everything's here. Let's see what it looks like here. Okay, we've got the call to actions exactly as it is. Oh my gosh, it's even got my GHL calendar baked in. All right, let's see how this works on mobile. Okay, so obviously those buttons just need a little bit of tweaking. But I mean, that's just disgusting. Sorry, I'm so sorry, guys, but this is 2 hours of work, which honestly I've been procrastinating on for months just because I thought it was going to be an absolute monumentous job. But if we take a look at our actual design, so this is what's live right now on bravebrand.com, this is the design and this is Claude's redesign, which has matched it like 98% is there. Okay. One of the problems or the concerns I had was SEO, and all of our article pages, which are literally hundreds of pages, have all ultimately been baked in here. Okay. So now what this means is I can start to bake in and build my own CMS system, my own digital home backend onto this so that I can start going back towards autonomous posting and autonomous publishing. And what I can also start to do is really track this, properly, because I was feeling very limited by Framer's actual UX and their CMS system. I was locked into Framer, and now I have my own site, my own version of it, completely replicated. I own the code base. Let's take a look at some of the sales pages it created as well. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh, oh no. Oh no. Okay, so I just got to make that a bit shorter because, but anyway, like it's built the sales page for one of my old offers. I mean, this isn't even a live offer anymore, but it's got the videos baked into it, all of our testimonials. Oh my goodness. It's recreated this flippin' animated thing. Images are in the exact right place. Like this sales page, I actually forgot even existed. Oh my gosh, and it connects back to the Brave Brand website perfectly. Okay, so the sales page has been replicated. This was a direct template from Framer, and now it is completely replicated into our website. This sort of beautiful animated ticker as well, this animated warning sign, replicated perfectly. Okay, so guys, that's it. Job done. All right, now I can move into building the back end for this digital home. All right, so I can go to fully autonomous publishing and I can go into agentic marketing and build the system around my website, which honestly had been collecting dust on Framer. Guys, it hadn't been updated for a few months and it still was pulling in clients. Now I can use AI to manage it, build on top of it. Base is there, site replicated, done and dusted. One prompt, people, one flippin' prompt. All right. So just think about what this unlocks for you, for a moment. Okay. If you have a site that's sitting on Framer, Webflow, doesn't matter what, Fable 5 can do it. Okay. I don't care how many credits that costs. Let me just take a look at what my Claude usage is saying for a second. All right. So current session, 58% used, weekly session, 21% used. And I've actually built 2 other websites and I was working on another funnel at the same time. So it isn't actually that bad. All right. So I'm on a max subscription and, flip me, guys. I honestly am a little bit speechless right now. Okay, so what this means for you is you now have the ability to go out and take any sites that you've built already and migrate them onto your own code base. Now, you might be saying, why would I ever want to do that? Well, the reason you would want to do that is to own your own data and code base. You don't have to pay for their subscription anymore, and you don't have to work in the constraints of something like Framer. Because frankly, this website took me months to build manually. Guys, I built this in Framer and it was hard. Now it's just replicated in AI. Anything new, I can just tell my agent to fix and build and it's done and dusted. All right, I own the code base, I own the data, and I'm not locked into any platform anymore. Now, so that is step number 1 towards digital sovereignty. So if you ultimately want to do this for your own brand, follow this process, or you can literally offer this as a service to your clients, migrating their sites over into their own owned code base. And the reason why that's important is around digital sovereignty. And you can sell that as a service to your clients, right? So if you want to see how we're doing that, and the term we've coined for that is building your digital home, where you own the front end of it and you've built your own custom back end into it that is managed and run by AI agents. This is a future, my friends. So if you want to learn how to do that, the infrastructure behind the digital home, my school community is available. Check out the link in the description. Hundreds of people already building alongside us, but this has just unlocked a huge workflow for us. So I think what I'm going to do in the next video, if you find this interesting, if you want to see it, I'm going to be connecting and building out the back end to the site so I can go to fully auto agentic marketing with blog pages, content, lead management, analytics, etc., etc. Because I mean, I'm kind of freaked out right now. Not much more to say, apart from the fact that this has replicated my Framer website 98% of the way there in one flipping prompt, one setting. Yes, it took 2 hours, but who gives a shit? I didn't do anything. I was doing other work. I was doing some stuff. I could have gone to the gym, for goodness sake. All right, so what a time to be alive, my friends. If you have any questions, thoughts, drop them below in the comments and let me know what you think. I'll see you on the next one.